Aquarius, welcome to your 5-card movie star spread. As per usual, you can click on the description box below and it talks about the significance of the spread as well as the placement of each card. And I have organized the playlist that goes over old reads, starting with the most recent moving backwards. And they're organized by astrological sun sign. Or moon sign if you're watching for your moon sign. Speaking of the moon, that's you right in the beginning. That is the moon in the inverse. There has been a lot of contemplation regarding something, and you finally feel like you have shed enough light on the subject. Or maybe not that you shed enough light on the subject, just that you shunned away a bit of the darkness to be able to have a little bit more pieces of the puzzle and put them together. Enough so that you don't feel like you have to defend this gut feeling that you've been following. It's like you feel like you have enough fact, you have enough information in order to move forward. You are ready to make choices. The time of analyzing all of these different choices is over, and you're ready to choose the cup that has the most viable solution for your particular problem. And again, here we are making that hard decision. You were stuck between a rock and a hard place for a long time. You've now made up your mind. Now you just have to make the step in that direction in order to find a little peace and harmony with some past ideas, some past resentment, some things that didn't necessarily work out for you in the past. It's almost like you took a problem or a project in which you didn't really handle yourself the best way, and you either learned a lesson from it, or B, you turned around and made amends for it. There's something to be said. Like if you turned around and gave somebody, if you dropped your defenses and gave somebody an apology because you recognize that maybe you were wrong in some of the choices that you made, I have to give you a lot of kudos there, because there's a lot of power. A lot of people don't recognize this, but there's a lot of power in humility. There's a lot of power in giving someone an honest apology, in expressing your vulnerability. I always say nothing builds more trust than expressing vulnerability. Reciprocity is a great way to earn trust, but it's slow and steady and happens over long periods of time. Expressing vulnerability, humility, that gets you a lot of trust in a very short period of time. And it kind of feels to me like that's what's going on right now. It feels like you were so headstrong about something, Aquarius, that now you're starting to see the other person's perspective. You're recognizing you were wrong. So whether you already did apologize to this person, or whether you're going to apologize to this person, or if you're just going to modify your behavior based on this lesson, you feel good about knowing what it is that you did and where it is that you have been. Yeah, see, you're feeling very victorious in this situation. That's what the Six of Wands is about. But you have to remember that you can't rest on these laurels. This goodness that you're feeling in doing this one thing, if you only do it the once, you're only putting a Band-Aid on a bullet hole. This is something that you feel that you want to carry forward into fruition, maybe even a lifestyle change of really understanding other people's perspective and maybe not jumping the gun right off the bat. There's a lot of sacrifice in doing something like that, and you don't want to be the one on the back end of the sacrifice anymore. You don't want to have to keep humiliating yourself, so you'd rather just take that higher ground from the beginning and allow somebody to speak their mind, or really look over somebody else's ideas or perspective before you wind up in the situation that you were in again, because you don't want to be stuck in a lacking position in order to have to come out of it again. You want to come out of this position and not have to go through it again. You want to grow and learn your lesson and move forward. This is you taking steps in healing old wounds. And that is a beautiful thing. A lot of people are not brave enough to process emotions that they had 6 months ago, 3 years ago, 15 years ago, whatever the case may be. But it looks like that's exactly what you're doing right now. And you're actually reaching out to your loved ones and making amends for the times when you maybe weren't your best. And we're all human. We all go through that. So it's actually, like I said, it builds a lot of trust to express that type of vulnerability. And I really feel that I've learned the most lessons in my life by humbling myself to the people who I really love or the people that I've wronged in the past. And maybe not even wronged, because it's not like you did these things on purpose. It was just kind of part of your personality and who you are. So I don't want to say, when I say the wrongs that I did in the past or you did in the past, I don't want to say that these things happen deliberately. It's just that maybe you weren't really paying attention when these things happened, and it caused more harm than good just by you not paying attention. And maybe that's what this is all about. This is about paying more attention, about really looking at what that other person is doing and really understanding the feeling that they have. If you flip this around, look at how she's gazing at the moon. There's a wonderment in understanding the person who's sitting right next to you. And if that person is really, really close to you, understanding them will always be a lifelong journey. So if something didn't go quite right, a little bit of humility goes a very long way, Aquarius. I hope you found a message that serves your highest good, and I'll see you next week.